Xiong'an New Area, southwest of Beijing, was officially established on April 1, 2017. It has now been in existence for 7 years. According to Chinese media reports, Xiong'an New Area has completed investments totaling over 800 billion yuan. Central enterprises have established more than 200 institutions in Xiong'an New Area, and the area has seen the construction of highways, underground corridors, cloud-based intelligent services, and more. However, when people recently visited Xiong'an, they saw a different scene. While Xiong'an does have grand buildings and wide roads, it appears to be a massive, empty city.
This is the Rongdong area of Xiong'an's New Area, located to the east of Rong County's town center. Look at this beautifully constructed Xiong'an New Area. The roads are very wide. In the footage, we see the largest mall in Xiong'an, the Xiong'an Outlets. To the left of the mall are Xiong'an's residential buildings. Look at this area. It's all residential buildings. Today, this video will show you the situation of the Xiong'an Outlets and see how the mall is doing now. When it first opened, it was bustling with people. Now we see that this part is still not in operation. We need to keep walking to see the operational parts. Now we have arrived in front of the Xiong'an Outlets. The time is around 5:43 p.m. Look at the front of the Xiong'an Outlet Mall. There are very few people here shopping. The area across the street is also part of the outlets, but is not officially open yet. Now let's look at the entire view of the Xiong'an Outlets. This mall is very beautifully constructed and covers a large area. Now we see the stairs leading to the basement level. There are also very few people in the basement level. Now we are on the first floor of the Xiong'an Outlets, and it's very empty with hardly any shoppers. Let's go to the second floor and see the situation there. We are now on the second floor, and it's just as empty as the first floor. Next, we will go to the third floor and see what it's like. We have now reached the third floor, and it's also very empty.
Let's also take a look at the current state of the Xiong'an high-speed railway station, which cost 30 billion yuan to build.
I'm at the Xiong'an high-speed railway station. As you can see, there are hardly any people here. Last night when I arrived, it was the same, completely deserted outside. Local residents say that the construction progress of the surrounding buildings has been extremely slow over the past 2 years. I just returned from Qingdong district, and the 4 universities led by China University of Geosciences only have signboards but no actual construction. Locals say it's been like this for 2 years, and people just come to look around. I believe Xiong'an represents China's ambition or desire, but this ambition is clearly being scaled back. A Didi ride-hailing driver put it aptly, saying that China is essentially a huge real estate company, and now, just like the real estate firms, it's experiencing a cash flow crisis, resulting in a semi-halted state.
The Xiong'an New Area, built with huge investments, is considered China's largest image project, heavily promoted by state media as a millennium plan personally directed by party leader Xi Jinping. Xi's intention was to use Xiong'an to alleviate some of Beijing's functions, but everyone knows that Xiong'an has no real prospects. Despite the authorities' repeated attempts to force businesses and universities to relocate, it has been difficult to implement. As a result, Xiong'an, despite its beautiful cityscape and seemingly advanced facilities, is just a ghost town with no vitality. In reality, Xiong'an New Area is destined to become China's largest unfinished project. Recently, local governments across China have declared their intention to rectify new image projects and face-saving projects. According to official statements, these so-called new image projects refer to unnecessary and non-urgent projects pursued under tight fiscal conditions, often disguised under various pretexts to secure more funding. In the past, these were primary avenues for CCP officials to embezzle money and build political achievements. In March this year, multiple regions in China began disseminating central directives to curb local governments' image projects. The document categorizes image projects into 8 types, including ignoring local natural and cultural conditions to build innovative cities, smart cities, and happy cities, building to gain fame and political achievements, constructing oversized and unprofitable public welfare projects under the guise of benefiting the people, such as luxurious citizen centers, service halls, and community cultural and sports centers, and spending large sums on city planning museums. urban exhibition stalls, and smart city pavilions that are underutilized, costly to maintain, and end up as half-finished projects. Do you remember the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics? Chinese-American skier Eileen Gu won the women's freestyle skiing Big Air gold medal at this ski resort. Although China was still implementing its zero-COVID policy at the time, the Winter Olympics village left a deep impression on the world. It supported the core events of the Zhangjiakou competition zone and hosted the Winter Olympics award ceremonies. Located in Zhangjiakou City, the Winter Olympics Village covers a total construction area of 140,000 square meters, with nearly 55,000 square meters of commercial space above ground and over 85,000 square meters underground. It has 1,730 rooms and 2,640 beds, with a total investment of 20 billion yuan. The official narrative claimed that the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics would transform the town into a commercial hub, integrating skiing, outdoor entertainment, hotels, residences, commerce, and accommodations. However, just 2 years later, the Winter Olympics Village, which once bustled with activity, now seems almost abandoned. Few remember it as an important image project meant to showcase China's strong rise to the international community. In recent years, many places have built extravagant cultural and tourism projects to create internet-famous spots, but many of these so-called world's largest attractions have been left unfinished due to investment interruptions and illegal land use issues. For example, in 2016, Evergrande Group signed agreements with 4 cities in Jiangsu province to develop cultural and tourism projects. These included creating a world-class fairy tale and myth theme park called Evergrande Fairyland in Taicang and Zhurong, developing an ocean park and water world in Qidong, and constructing Evergrande Health Valley in Nanjing's Liuhe district. Evergrande Fairyland was touted as the largest and highest-end fairy tale theme park in the world. However, due to Evergrande's subsequent financial crisis, the project has been idle for years. While the subway station was completed, the theme park itself was left unfinished. Videos shot by visitors show the park's surroundings covered with iron fences, with unfinished building frameworks exposed, colorful castles standing amidst overgrown weeds, and a lot of abandoned amusement facilities and construction materials. Even the nearby subway station, named after the theme park and located 2 to 3 kilometers away, sees few passengers due to the park's dormancy. Additionally, a significant fire occurred on September 14, 2022, destroying many buildings and turning the site into a complete ruin. Recently, a visitor went to see the site in person and reported the current situation.
The fire at Evergrande Fairyland burned away the dreams of everyone in Zhurong. It is heartbreaking. I often imagine what it would look like once it was completed, especially since it was supposed to be 1.5 times larger than Shanghai Disneyland. It's such a pity it turned out like this. The place still looks beautiful. If Evergrande hadn't collapsed, think of how much financial revenue and popularity it could have brought to Zhurong. The saddest part is for those who bought houses here. They were sold at high prices with a hype around Evergrande Fairyland. Many bought them to live in, while some were investors. The better the initial plan seemed, the more disheartened the residents feel now.
Industry insiders believe the primary reasons for the failure of cultural and tourism projects are the financial collapse of developers, inherent project issues, and local governments' impulsive pursuit of political achievements. These abandoned tourism cities are closely tied to local government finances and represent an urgent issue that needs addressing. Despite the clear waste and corruption involved, the practice of pursuing image projects and face-saving projects has continued for years, driven by the significant benefits for officials and the tacit approval from higher authorities. Now, with efforts to clean up or even dismantle these projects, it highlights the absurdity of the situation. The central government has a simple reason for cracking down on local governments' image projects. There's no money left. The severe economic situation is now impacting civil servants within the CCP system more broadly, with salary cuts, reduced benefits, and early retirement no longer being isolated incidents. The government-operated Civil Service Examination Network recently addressed rumors about adjusting civil servant salaries by announcing that the government and related departments are indeed considering some reforms. These reforms might include regulating the issuance of allowances and subsidies, as well as optimizing personnel structures. The goal is to remove unqualified employees and improve the overall efficiency and quality of the civil service team. However, it is still uncertain whether there will be a comprehensive salary reduction. Everyone should stay tuned for further updates. This announcement indicates that the Chinese government has begun broadly reducing civil servant benefits, but remains vague about whether a comprehensive salary cut will occur in 2024, seemingly preparing the public for potential widespread pay cuts. Previously leaked information suggested that the annual salary for Shanghai's department-level civil servants would drop from 350,000 yuan, about $50,000 to 200,000 yuan, about $30,000, and section-level salaries would decrease from 240,000 yuan, about $33,000, to 150,000 yuan, about $20,000, a reduction of over 40%. Recently, there have been further reports from Beijing, Shanghai, and Yangzhou that reduced government subsidies have significantly lowered the incomes of retired teachers, doctors, and other public sector employees. It seems China is entering an era of nationwide salary reductions. Recently, a retired veteran, Mr. Hua, informed the media that salary cuts are also affecting the military. He said, "Now everyone is short of money, including many civil servants and retirees. Their salaries are not arriving on time and are being delayed. Although they eventually receive them, there are delays of half a month to a month. The same goes for state-owned enterprises and the military. Many of my comrades in the military have not received their subsidies for 6 months now." As early as the end of last year, a post appeared on Chinese social media stating that many research institutions in aerospace, electronics, shipbuilding, and weaponry sectors have started to cut salaries by 5 to 30%. However, previous posts about salary cuts in military industrial units have disappeared. Additionally, insiders revealed that the police are also facing salary cuts. In a coastal city in China, a deputy director of a police station said everyone is experiencing salary cuts. All sectors are shrinking significantly, and salary cuts are becoming a common event in China. When the police, who are key to the CCP stability maintenance, see salary cuts, the military is almost certainly also affected. After the relaxation of the zero-COVID policy, local governments in China have encountered severe financial problems, with increasing government debt. According to data from the Ministry of Finance, as of last December, the publicly disclosed local government debt exceeded 40 trillion yuan, $5.5 trillion. However, the implicit government debt is even higher. In February last year, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, estimated that the hidden debt owed by local Chinese governments through financing platforms totaled 66 trillion yuan, over $9 trillion, accounting for at least half of China's total debt. Hidden debts mainly consist of obligations that local governments have incurred through guaranteed financing. This includes debts accumulated through financing platforms established by local governments, such as urban investment companies. These platforms secure bank loans, financing leases, and non-standard financing under the guise of government guarantees. The Chinese government's debt crisis is intensifying as the real estate market remains in turmoil and has yet to hit bottom. Revenues from land sales, which local governments have heavily relied on, have plummeted. As a result, local governments are struggling to cover expenses, and the salaries of civil servants and the operations of public institutions are facing unprecedented challenges not seen in nearly 30 years. In 2024, the trend of salary cuts within the Chinese government is expected to continue expanding, with reduced, delayed, and staggered payments becoming the norm. Trust in government finances among civil servants is waning. Additionally, many civil servants are now being asked to help their units take out loans to keep government operations running. Writer and independent commentator Xiang Yang revealed on his Twitter account that the phenomenon of grassroots civil servants and public sector employees, such as teachers, helping their units secure loans is worsening. Previously, this practice was considered a hidden benefit because the interest rates offered by financial institutions or urban investment companies were high, allowing civil servants to earn interest differentials. However, now these benefits have turned into burdens, with most of their salaries coming from the loans they secure themselves. The expansion of civil servants recruitment has effectively turned local governments into shareholders of the public sector. It's apparent that the Chinese system protects those on top while sacrificing those below. Employees are the first to be sacrificed. It protects the military at the expense of culture. Sectors like culture, entertainment, and even education are downsized first to ensure the stability of law enforcement and security personnel's incomes. Additionally, the number of transfer payments from developed regions to the central and western regions has significantly decreased. This reduction impacts public sector employees in the central and western regions the most, even affecting some prominent western cities. This also severely affects the consumption ecosystem of third, fourth, and fifth-tier cities. Xiong'an believes that the 40 million public sector employees are not the only ones affected by fiscal compression. These employees represent the real middle class in third-tier and smaller cities. In a sense, the salaries of grassroots civil servants distributed through fiscal transfers help boost consumption. As their incomes decline, the consumption capacity of these markets will be severely weakened, causing local markets to collapse, making it harder for related businesses. This impact will ripple out like waves. Another serious issue is the potential increase in local administrative enforcement, ranging from traffic violations to tax issues, and from civil disputes to criminal cases. Fines and penalties are expected to rise significantly. It's unlikely that a financially strained public authority will remain self-disciplined and restrained. They will likely find ways to secure their income, disregarding central restrictions.